All right then. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is March 7th, 2021. This is a special meeting of the members of the State Liquor Authority being conducted in Albany and also remotely. We have on the telephone Chairman Bradley.
I'm here.
We have by video Commissioner Fan and Commissioner Ford. Staff in attendance, we have General Counsel Meyerhoff on the telephone.
I'm here. Thanks, Tom.
We have Deputy Commissioner of Licensing, Adam Roberts on the telephone.
Come on, thanks.
And myself, Secretary Donahue in the Authority's Albany offices. We have one item on today's calendar. It's a request from Council's office for an emergency order of summary suspension. It's agenda number 667K. It's Queens RW 1311954. The licensee is Pebla Bar Restaurant, Inc.
Good afternoon, Stephen Armstrong on behalf of Council's office in support of the summary suspension of this licensee, which is located at 4218A Junction Boulevard in Elmhurst, Queens. This is an RW license with a method of operation as a restaurant. License was first issued in October of 2018. Council's office makes this request due to the fact that this licensee has been issued multiple warnings regarding compliance with the governor's executive orders relating to the COVID-19 pandemic. And has continued to operate with clear disregard for those executive orders. The first incident was on December 3rd at approximately 10:30 p.m. SLA investigator Stravali and NYPD Detective Spatero conducted an inspection of the licensed premises and found they were still operating well after the 10 p.m. curfew that was in place at that time. There were at least 10 patrons counted inside, several of whom were standing and congregating together without facial coverings. There were also staff observed without facial coverings. There was loud music being played as well as hookah observed inside the premises. The person in charge, who is not the licensee, admitted that they do not have a hookah permit. Investigator Stravali issued this individual a verbal warning regarding the curfew as well as social distancing and facial covering requirements. Stravali and Spatero conducted a follow-up visit on December 19th. At this time, they counted 11 patrons inside the premises. This was at a time when indoor service was not permitted in New York City. These patrons were observed seated at tables as well as at the stand-up bar. Several patrons and staff were observed without masks. The person in charge, the same individual as on the first visit, was issued a formal warning letter regarding indoor service. The most recent visit occurred on March 5th, this past Friday, beginning at around 8:10 p.m. Stravali and Spatero conducted a second follow-up visit. This time they found at least 45 patrons inside the establishment. This is almost double, 35% of their premises capacity. Their maximum occupancy is 74, meaning that they should have had no more than 25 patrons inside under the current rules. There was no food observed at any of the tables the patrons were seated at. Premises was operating with a nightclub-like atmosphere with a live DJ playing loud music, as well as many patrons standing and congregating inside. This is exactly the kind of environment that the executive orders and guidance were put in place to prevent. And moreover, this licensee is not even permitted to have DJs under their approved method of operation. And again, the licensee who represented in their application that they would personally manage at all times was not present. The same individual was in charge as was on the previous two visits. This licensee has now been found operating in clear violation of numerous executive orders, including 202.16, 202.52, 202.61, and 202.81. That's despite staff at the premises being issued multiple warnings. It's clear this licensee cannot be trusted to take the necessary measures to ensure that the executive orders are being followed. They've continued to operate the premises in a manner that threatens the public health, safety, and welfare. Based on this record, I ask the members vote to summarily suspend this license pursuant to Section 413 of the State Administrative Procedure Act. Thank you.
All right, with that, Commissioner Fan, do you have any questions?
Stephen, so the owner was not there for all three of the inspections, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Commissioner Ford, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Chairman Bradley, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
I with that call for the vote of the members. First, Commissioner Fan.
Based on evidence presented by Council Armstrong, it's clear that this licensee continues to violate the governor's executive orders designed to prevent the spread of COVID-19 due to an imminent threat to public health, safety, and welfare. I'm voting to summarily suspend this license.
Commissioner Ford, your vote, please.
Yes, Stefan, I do have one question. I'm sorry. Do they have any other adverse history other than these 3 visits?
Yes, so they paid, I believe it was a $10,000 fine last February for charges, including extension of the premises, not having food available for sale during an inspection.
When was that? Last
So
year?
they paid the fine in February 2020. The violations were in late 2018.
Okay, thank you. Based on evidence presented by council, I'm voting to issue a summary. I'm voting to summarily suspend this licensee.
All right then, Chairman Bradley, your vote, please.
Based on council's presentation, I'm voting to summarily suspend. It's clear this licensee is flagrantly violating the governor's executive orders, and as a result, there's a risk to the public health, safety, and welfare.
All right then, Chairman, I have no other items. Do you have anything else for today's calendar?
Nope. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
All right then, this
you.
meeting is concluded. Thank you.